All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and get started. The winners of our first night session game, Indiana, Pennsylvania. A couple quick notes. IUP was the last PSAC team to win an Elite Eight game back in 2015. And then a note that we were digging up, and want to thank our friend over here. The last time a team did not make a free throw in a tournament game was back in 1964 when it was done twice. In that year, both teams lost. Indiana is the first team to win without making a free throw in a game. So there's a little tidbit for you guys. What we'll do is we'll do like we've been doing. We'll ask Coach Joe Lombardi to open up things with some comments. And we have Dave Morris and Tomiwa Sulaiman who will answer some questions first. And then we will shoot those guys out of here, let them go back to the locker room, and then we'll have Coach Lombardi stick around for a little while longer for some questions. So, Coach, congratulations. Great victory tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate that. First of all, I want to give glory to God for providing this opportunity for us and these young men. We just have a great competitive spirit. It's not always pretty, but the guys grind it. They understand what they have to do to win. And we don't always do more than we have to. Sometimes it's just enough. But I thought the key to the game was the defense on our end. And I want to give credit to Hillsdale for a wonderful year that they had. Okay, coach has been there for a long time, has had some success, and has been building towards this. And it's a little bit of a breakthrough year for them. They don't maybe have the facilities or the resources some other schools that here at the Elite Eight. So they certainly were everything we expected them to be, which is a top 20 type team. We really had to play well. We really had to prepare hard in order to take them out of their offense, which I thought we were able to get them a little bit uncomfortable. Sometimes it's us, sometimes it's just the environment that they play in. We didn't make them miss all the shots they missed. I think sometimes it's just a different dynamic playing in these tournaments and guys finding their comfort zone.
All right. Thank you, Coach. We'll open it up for questions for our student athletes first. Go ahead. Please grab the microphone and talk into the microphone.
Speaking of finding a comfort zone, Dave, looked like you really found yours in the second half. What changed for you coming out of the locker room?
Nothing really changed too much. I just, like Coach preaches all the time, next play mentality. I know not to hang my head because I know when my number's called, I just got to be ready for my team, and that's all it really was. I just got to stay confident.
Go ahead. Can we pass the mic down to here, please?
Is it I'm sorry.
Tomiwa Sulaiman.
Tomiwa. So your team's had some injury issues this year, and you've stepped into a starting role now, and wanted to ask you you look like a seasoned vet out there. You look like you weren't phased by the moment. Your thoughts on how your game is elevated throughout the season?
It's just all the work that I've been putting in. Coaches helped me out. Assistant coaches have been helping me out, and it's just all the unseen hours that I've been putting in. The work's gonna show off, and it's not always immediate. It takes a long time, but it's just my teammates trust me. I gotta trust the work I put in, and it's gonna show up eventually. And they trusted me today. They kept on feeding me the ball, and they put trust in me. I put trust in myself, and it worked. So it's just, I was just trusting in myself, trusting in the culture, trusting in my staff. Just, we've been doing this for a long time, so it's just starting to pay off. And we're just doing what we gotta do.
Hey, Tomiwa. So you're from England, which I think is kind of cool. You don't see a lot of international players in college. I was wondering how you feel about driving on the right side of the road.
Yeah, I'm never gonna get used to it. Even to this day, even like the wheels on the opposite side as well. So sometimes when I'm going to the passenger seat, I'm going to the driver's seat, and so catch me sometimes. But I'm never gonna get used to it.
His girlfriend chauffeurs him around a lot.
David, can you tell me, Hillsdale cut into your lead or late in the first half and then a little bit later in the second half. What did you guys do there that sort of held them off?
We've been here before. Just like halftime, going into the locker room, I told them, and we all tell each other, like, we can't worry about that, because they're here for a reason. You know what I mean? They're a great team, great coach. So we know just to keep our composure and just keep playing our game. We know that we've been there before, back against the wall, so we just got to keep playing our game and everything will fall on the line.
Any more questions for our student athletes?
David, what is the key to come out and defending a team like that?
Our same principles. I feel like our defense is one of the best defenses in the country, and it just speaks. When we're locked in, we just play our game. That's IUP's culture. So we just want to keep bringing that, and if we keep bringing it, we'll have the best chance to win, I feel like.
Anything else for student athletes? Go ahead.
David, you touched on it for a second, your 3-point shooting. Looked on the court like you were feeling it. I mean, is it more to it than that, or we're just in a streak?
Whenever my number is called, I'm ready. But once it get hot, I just got to keep letting it flow. If it goes in, and it just goes in, you know.
It's like that.
It can.
All righty. Well, Joe, we'll let the student athletes go. Gentlemen, congratulations. Terrific win tonight. We'll see you on Thursday in the semifinals.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we'll keep Coach here.
Okay.
All right. Questions for Coach Lombardi?
Joe, sort of off that with Dave, when he's shooting like that, do you just sort of say, go ahead? I mean, does he have the green light all the time, or how does that work for you guys?
I don't know if I say just go ahead. No, but you know, we ran a couple sets directly for him, and then once he gets going, you know, he's like a lot of shooters. They can get streaky, but the other guys on the team executed to get him those good looks, and then sometimes, you know, he has a green light to just. He's at the arc, just stare down a guy and jab step and shoot the ball, or drive to put him out if the guy's playing him tight or not. So he's earned that type of confidence from us, and you know, he's put a lot of work. And both of these guys have gotten better as the year has gone on, and there's a lot of pride in watching them evolve. You know, David had to evolve as a scorer when we lost Sean Dale, and so it took time to change the mentality a little bit. And we need you to play this way. You know, I tell him he's my shooter all the time. So just to help breed confidence. And then Tomiwa's, John DeGroat's done a great job with the, you know, working with Tomiwa for the last 4 or 5 months. And I would have never thought he would have scored the ball like he did tonight a couple months ago. So he's made some big strides. And as when you're trying to play championship basketball, you want your team to evolve as the year goes on. Guys have to get better. Probably the most important thing in the last month of the season is guys getting better and different individuals hitting their stride. All the X and O's kind of on offense, you know, get nullified a little bit. It comes down to Johnny's and the Joes. Okay, I'm sure you've heard that before, but it never gets old.
Can we pass the mic down here, please?
Coach, I saw you earlier in the season, and obviously you had Shondell and you had Tommy was healthy. You've been through a lot, and in your last 8 games, you've had to change. Specifically, as the games have gotten more important, you've had to change kind of how you play. Now, 8 straight games, you have not scored your seasonal average, but your defense has thrived. Can you tell us about how you've had to kind of like evolve and change on the fly?
Yeah, well, there's a couple factors in that. First of all, we're asking some guys to play a lot more minutes. They need to play a lot more minutes. So, you know, I'm going to set them up to fail if we're pushing the tempo too much. Okay, so that's part of it. The other part of it is, you know, I just think in the conference setting, okay, you're playing teams 2, 3, 4 times. Okay, it makes it harder to score. So I think the other team's defense inhibits that. So we've slowed the pace from early in the year when we were like getting about 100 a game, okay, to So the pace is slowed, and I think the defense is, and then the last 6-7 games, you're playing most teams that have won 18, 20 games. So you're playing better defenses to start with.
And Joe, I'm sure you're aware earlier 2 upsets based on the seeds with Nova Southeastern losing and Bentley losing. Does it say something about your guys just to sort of come out and just take care of business tonight?
I wouldn't read too much into that. The seeding process is so hard, for the national committee. I'm thankful that we got a 2 seed, but I think you could really still throw a lot of them into a hat and not separate them. I mean, I don't know if Bentley feels that was an upset. I know Jay Lawson, well, and he's just, I think I don't want to speak for him, but he didn't feel that they got upset. That's for sure. And then Nova Southeastern, they play a certain style. They play a certain style. They had been, they won on buzzard shots or last second shots the last 2 games. So, their matchup, if you can play a team that handles their pressure and can run with them, and then they become less effective. Okay. But, Crutchfield does a wonderful job coaching, and they play a certain style. And a lot of times these games come down to styles. Some styles are harder to win against than other styles, and for every team, including ourselves.
We have time for one more question for Coach.
Joe, you touched on the defense at the start, holding them to, I think, 4 for 29 from 3-point range. Excellent effort from your kids.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, we needed to chase them off the line, and we needed them to make tough shots. They got some terrific shooters. When you watch them, the way they execute, the way they get shots, I admire the offense, the way how smooth it ran on film, and how they just really played off each other in such a well-oiled offensive machine. Okay, leading the country in both 3 points and 2 points, one of the leaders in the country, and I was a little concerned because they play a little bit different style with all the motion, and we're pretty good at anticipating and preparing and taking people out of stuff, and then we can guard the dribble pretty well. So I was a little bit concerned about, can we guard motion? We don't see a lot of that in our conference, but our guys responded well with the preparation. That Ron Fadala put them through, and my assistant coach, and they executed well.
Coach, thank you very much for the time. Congratulations. Good luck on Thursday.